Hello students, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to discuss about constructors in Java. In the previous class we have already discussed about class and object. Class is nothing but it is a blueprint which contain collection of variables and methods. Next one is object. Object is nothing but any real world entity which contains state, behavior and identity. So class contain variables and methods. If you want to access variables and methods, we can use objects. So for one class we can create any number of objects. So here constructor is nothing but it is a special type of method. So constructor is nothing but it is a special type of method which is used to initialize object whenever the object is created. Okay, so constructor is a block of code similar to a method, so that's why we are calling as special type of method. Okay, it is used to it is called when an instance of the class is created. Whenever the object is created, it is used to initialize the object. So what is meant by initialization? Initialization is nothing but storing values. Okay. So constructor is used to initialize object whenever the object of the class is created. Okay. At the time of calling constructor, memory of the object is allocated in the memory. So that is nothing but initialization. So at the time of calling constructor, memory for the object is allocated. Okay, so that is nothing but initialization of object. So whenever the object is created, the constructor is used to initialize the object. So every time an object is created using new keyword, at least one constructor is called. So I will explain the difference between without constructor and with constructor. So first of all, the rules for creating Java constructor is, so constructor is nothing but special type of method, but that constructor name must be same as its class name. For example, if the class name is student, constructor name is also student, but the class does not contain any parenthesis, but constructor contain parenthesis. Why? Because it is a special type of method. Okay, so that is the first rule. The second one is a constructor must have no explicit return type. Okay, so it does not contain any explicit return type like int, float, like that. Okay, next one, a Java constructor cannot be abstract, static, final, or synchronized. Okay, these are the rules. There are two types of constructor. One is default constructor and the second one is parameterized constructor. Default constructor is nothing but the constructor which does not contain any parameters. No argument constructor is known as default constructor. So parameters and arguments both are same. Parameters are nothing but inputs. Okay. So in this video I will explain default constructor. In next video I will explain parameterized constructor. Okay, so the syntax for default constructor is class name parenthesis, and inside the parenthesis it does not contain any arguments, so that's why it is known as default constructor. So what is the constructor name? It contains same name as class name. Okay, so let's see the example program for this. So I will explain the difference between parameterized constructor and default constructor and without any constructor. Okay. So this is the program which contain classes and objects. In the previous class, we already explained about this. Okay, I already explained about this. So class name is a student. It contains two variables. One is ID and another one is name. So if you want to access ID and name, you need to create one object. So this is object creation. So how to create object? Class name. What is the class name? Student2. Class name, object name. So here object name is your wish. You can mention any name you want. So I took S1. Class name object name is equals to new. New is a keyword class name is a student2. Okay, so I created one object. That object name is s1. Next, by using this object you can access class variables and methods. So that's why s1 dot id it will print 101. Next s1 dot name it will print name. Okay, so this is the creation of classes and objects. So here whenever the object is created, you need to initialize the values. You need to initialize the class values like s1 dot id, s1 dot name, like that. But if you use constructor, no need to initialize. Okay, no need to initialize. Why? Because constructor job is whenever the object is created, the constructor is used to initialize the object. Okay, no need to initialize yourself. The constructor itself initialize the object. So that is the main advantage of using constructor. So see this here. Okay, constructor name is same name as class name. So what is the class name? Default. So here constructor name is also default, and here also default. Default. Okay, so this is the class name. Class name is the default, so we are creating one default constructor. Okay, so constructor name is same name as class name. If you deeply observe here, it does not contain any parenthesis, but constructor contain parenthesis. Why? Because it is a method, special type of method. Okay, so inside method it contain method body, so it will print Durga Smart Teach. Okay, so the program execution starts from main method. Okay, so just we are creating one object. We are not initializing any value, and we are not calling any method. Okay, so default is a class name. Class name object name is equals to new class name. Okay, so here class name is default, object name is b is equals to new default. So we created one object. So the constructor job is whenever the object is created, the constructor is used to initialize the object. So it will directly print Durga Smart Teach without any method call. So let me show you the output. D colon cd java. Next compilation java c. Class file name is default.java. Okay, next java default, class name is also same. So it will print Durga Smart Teach. So if you observe here, we didn't call the method. Okay, so I didn't call the method. Whenever the object is created, the constructor is used to initialize the object. No need to initialize. It will initialize like b.default, b.id, b.name. Okay, so it will initialize. No need to initialization from our side. Okay, so I hope it is clear. If you have any doubts regarding to this video, please comment me in the comment section. In next video, I will explain about parameterized constructor with example. For more videos, please do subscribe my channel. Thank you.